All right, good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. Welcome back to the shop. Welcome back to today's job. We got to get some work done on this Fiat Panda. It's a 1996 Fiat Panda, beautiful condition. Appears to have a fresh coat of paint. And I was just noticing there's lettering like underneath the paint, like right there. I don't know what that says, something in Italian. This car is equipped with snow tires, mud and snow, and I've never heard of this brand of tire before. Silga Gome is what that is. Off-road tires, pretty neat. They are 13-inch tires on this 4x4 Fiat Panda that is all kitted out with fog lights and stone guards. And what we're going to do now is we're actually going to look underneath the car. I want to show you a few things that are pretty remarkable. So I've got it up here on the lift, and let's just go underneath. If you'll notice, the first thing is it's got a standard differential. Let me turn the light on here so we got some light. There we go. It has a solid axle, you might call it, with drum brakes in the back, leaf springs. Interesting for what would be a front-wheel drive car. Kind of seems like they just added a rear axle with the drive line. And we'll move our way up here. Has a three-piece drive line. Really pretty neat. Let me turn this one light off because I think it's flashing. There. How's that? Is that better? Greasable U-joints. Pretty cool. Again, I think I said drum brakes. Pretty small. Cables. No electronic anything here. So we'll move our way up to the transfer case. You'll notice that inside there is a lever, and you pull this up inside the car, which then actuates this lever and contraption here, which goes to this box right here and engages the rear wheels. So it's typically front-wheel drive, and you engage the rear wheels to make it four-wheel drive. So it's a true four-wheel drive. Brand new catalytic converter. And the reason this car has come in today is this big mess. We're going to put some new CV boots on it. These are nasty. We've also got some new lower ball joints to put on. And what's interesting about this, so I can show you here, is if I look at the inner CV boot, which is right there, you'll notice it doesn't spin. The drive axle actually spins within the boot. Pretty unique, pretty cool. Of course, it's that way on both sides. I'm spinning the wheel here. This boot is broken on the outside, but the inner one is fixed. Interesting setup Fiat did there. So we're gonna find our way toward the front here. This is our front wheel drive 5-speed transmission. Our engine right here, the 1.1 liter fuel injected fire engine. That's what they call that. Fire as in. Okay, as we look at the outside of this car, it is gorgeous and beautiful. But as we start to dig into this thing, get the wheels off, we can see that it has missed out on some maintenance. Look at the lip on these brake discs. I mean, they are half wore out. They're solid. Look at this side here. I mean, holy cow. That lip is at least quarter inch of the disc is missing. So let's get going. We got to get these old CV boots off and get some new ones in there. All right, so it's time to get dirty here. We got our hub off of our Fiat. We got our brakes off. I still am amazed by how much material is missing off of this disc. I mean, there is a huge lip on there. I'm going to stop lamenting about the brake disc, and we're going to work on the tire joints here. So we're going to figure out how to get this joint off. I think there's a clip in there. The inner joints, we're going to have to figure out how those come apart. I do have all the new parts here, thankfully. I've got new outer joints, new ball joints, and new inner joints here someplace. So let's get working on this thing. Let's make this car as primo as possible. Okay, so we're working on our Fiat Panda 4x4. As you guys have seen, we got the drive axle out. Well, maybe you haven't seen. I've got the drive axle here on the vise, and this is the inner part, and this would be the outer part toward the wheel. You can see the customer tried to patch his broken boot with cellophane and zip ties. We're going to throw that away. We're going to peel this back, find the clip in there, pop this off, get a new joint. And then for the inner one, it's really interesting. It has this bearing that rides on the shaft. The boot is stationary. It's bolted to the transmission. So you would pop off the inner joint, which is a 3-ball joint or 3-roller joint. Pop off the boot, pop off the bearing, and then we have a clean shaft to reassemble. So we're going to put all new parts on there. This should be fairly straightforward, I hope. Basically, we're just reusing the shaft and the shaft only. New joints and new grease, new clamps, and we'll rebuild that for the guy and get him on his way. We have to do this on the driver's side and the passenger side. So, all right, what could be better than working on our Fiat Panda on the lift here? If our shop dog Stella wasn't around, it would make the day that much more dreary, but it's so much fun having puppy dog around. That's a good puppy. You like Fiat Pandas? No, she really doesn't care for them, but I think they're a hoot. This is a neat little car. Love these tires. Okay, so we're making some good progress on our Fiat Panda 4x4. We got the brakes back on. We have our new ball joint, our lower ball joint in. We have our new CV boot, our new CV clamps, and even way in there, we have our new, let's see if I can get up in there, inner joint with the bearing and seal. It all looks pretty good. It looks pretty tight, but I think it's going to be okay. Let's turn the wheel here and see how that works. Turn the, you see the axle spinning, it spins within that bearing. That one there, it's got a little more give to it. See what I can do about loosening that up. I think it's going to be just fine. This guy's going to be very happy. I wish I had new tie rod ends. These don't look so good. And I wish I had new brake discs. The lip on that is just incredible. I've said that a few times now. All right, so now we're on the driver's side of the Panda, and we just got the driver's side CV axle out. The whole flange comes out to release the axle. We're going to lose a little bit of transmission oil, but we'll fill that back up again. It's just dripping down in there into the bucket. What a mess. Broken boot has created slingy grease all the way up into the wheel well area. We do need some new tie rod ends and some brake discs, but we've got the smaller axle over here on the vise, and we're going to remove this trunnion piece, replace this boot, saving this flange, new bearing, new boot, new complete end. So we're going to get to it. Coming to the end of another long day. Stella is yawning, stretching, laying in the last light of the day. Sun's going down a lot earlier than it normally does. And we're finishing up on our Panda. It's been a long day. It took a while to get these CV axles done. Got both sides in. New ball joints on both sides. Completely rebuilt axles on both sides. Got all the grease cleaned up. It looks so much better. I got to put some transmission fluid in. The level fill plug is there. I do that in the morning, and then we're going to take this thing for a little ride, I think, once we get it all fixed up, wheels back on, the whole bit. But for now, we're going to call it a day. Stell. What? Oh, you're not even moving. Oh my goodness, what a crazy, lazy dog you are. You ready to go home, get some dinner? Okay, let's do that. All right, good morning, two-stroke turbo fans. It's the next day. Scratching my shop dog, Stella. She's all full of zoomies today. And what about us? Are we full of zoomies? We got the Fiat Panda off the lift, and we're getting ready to take it on our maiden test drive, our maiden voyage, I should say, after doing the work on the CV axles and the ball joints and some of the front end stuff. Added some oil, aired up the tires, checked the lights. lube the clutch. I gotta figure out how to tighten the battery cables. Original battery cable ends are a little wonky. It's a neat little car, so hang tight there, and we're gonna go for a ride. This thing is very boxy and very cute. Okay, so we've got the little Panda 4x4 sitting out here in the shop yard, and we're getting ready to take it for its first test drive since the repairs have been completed. Kind of a joyride. I usually like to take my shop dog Stella with me, but today she's very comfortable over there with the sun shining on her white belly, and I don't want her white hair to get in my customer's car. This is a really nice car, so she will not be joining us today. This is the Country Club model. I think there's a couple of different versions of this car, and I forget what Italian names they have, but if you look really close, there's some lettering that's been painted over. I can't quite make it out. Otto Morelli, something like that. I think it's what that says. This is a neat little car. Let's start it up, take it for a drive. I love the interior. Hopefully I don't stain it with my dirty body. Really neat. So we're going to turn the key on, push the clutch in. I did fix the clutch. It was very creaky. It's much better now. And we are on our way. Make sure there's nobody coming. The car does not have a tachometer, which is interesting. We just have gas and temperature. I guess that's all you really need. Park it here for a second and shut the gate. Such a cute little car. Look at this thing. It's all jacked up in the back. It's like a four-wheel drive. Well, it is a four-wheel drive. Really neat. Excited to drive. This is the first time I've driven one of these. Worked on a lot of Fiats, but not anything like this. A lot of X19s, a lot of classic 500s, classic 600s, that type of thing, and a lot of new, like brand new, like 2015 Fiats, but nothing of this genre. So again, we're going to turn the car on. Starts right up. It's fuel injection, of course, and wait for our lights to go out. Take our brake off, and make sure we're not going to get hit by a big truck, and off we go. It's geared pretty low. Speedometer's in kilometers, and I want to make sure we don't get hit by this guy. Looks like we're good. Make sure we're not going to get hit by anybody down there. Good. And we're in second gear already. Wow, gears are short. That's third gear. Feels about right. Third gear at 40 kilometers an hour. Fourth gear. Neat little car. Spunky. Let's try fifth gear. Wow, we need fifth gear to go about 60 kilometers an hour. That's really short gears. Okay, let's try some brakes. Did have the brakes apart a little bit, so they seem to stop well. Oh, it's nice and quiet. No squeaks, no rattles. This car is pretty tight. Back down into second. And where's the horn on this thing? Oh yeah, it's got a horn. It's a little tiny beeper horn. It's very upright feeling. Like, it's very boxy, which is all right. Neat little car. 180,000 kilometers. We're going to wait for traffic to go here. Turn signal on, which is this is turn signal. Very tight suspension. Looks like the inclinometers are working, but super short geared. Oh my goodness, is this short geared. It's got good pep once you give it up, but it is very short geared. Got to step on our brakes here. Amazon truck. I'm actually in fourth gear right now, just pulling away at like 40 kilometers an hour, and that feels right. I'm gonna give her the beans. Picks up really nice. Very short geared. I think this is a 55-mile-an-hour car. Turn signals. Yeah, not bad. Very tight though. Feels very capable. Nice little car. Park right here in the sun. Yeah, this thing will do everything you want it to do. Let her idle here for a little bit. Quiet, capable, four-wheel drive. Yeah, this thing will probably do really good in the snow. I think it's ready for ski season. It needs a few more minor upgrades, like new brake rotors and tie rod ends, which are sort of there, but boy, what a beautiful little car. Really neat. Really enjoyed working on this. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. I think we're going back to Isettas. We got a lot of Isettas to work on. We'll see you later. Thanks for watching. You didn't get to go. You didn't get to go for a ride in the Fiat. Oh, I think you're sad. You sad little puppy. You'll be fine.